If I can clearly see it, your husband's okay with me seeing because he's out in public.
Right. But that's when I think it's detrimental, because I do believe
How
people
is it
do
detrimental
things.
if he's okay with being in public with
But
this
that's what
woman
I'm
that
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think it's detrimental then, if you can see him tongue kissing somebody, or rubbing on somebody, or you know how people embrace.
You
If
know
you can
why
clearly
I
see that, because that is, to me, that is disrespectful, right? Because you
why
want to do it
well
in
if
public.
if it was completely innocent, then what's the problem?
This is Steve Harvey, and you're now watching the Don't Piss Me Off morning show.
Quite frankly, this is the best morning show I have ever heard. Let's make YouTube great again.
Set up, are you ready? Black, if
yeah,
you're not.
you can go ahead.
Okay.
All right, so this is the reason why you don't need friends when you're in a relationship. Check this out, y'all.
Gallery. And Denise, do you recognize this young lady?
I do,
Who is
actually.
she?
This is Richard's cousin.
Okay. And Maya, who's this girl?
The lady that was with him on the bar and the dinner.
And can I ask you what was happening? Were you out with your cousin?
I was basically, I've been consulting my cousin for a while now because I've been having issues with my ex-husband.
Mm-hmm.
He cheated on me recently, so I just drove out and hung out with my cousin for a while just to kind of get away.
Anything you want to say, Denise?
I feel kind of bad now that what I've done to him. I wasn't aware
Maya, you
that
can
it
go
was
ahead
his
and sit down.
cousin. He never told me it was his cousin, so I was not sure of whom the
Well,
woman
he
was.
had no idea what you were talking about. You were accusing him of cheating with somebody. Who the heck was he supposed to say I'm cheating with when he wasn't cheating? Because he was actually telling the truth.
I'm really shocked that it was his cousin. He never told me that she was in town, and I just assumed that it was somebody else.
You drugged him, first of all, gave him sleeping pills that you have no idea how that would have affected him. You actually almost committed a battery on him because you touched him without his permission. You cut his hair off. He had no right to do that.
So, what are y'all thoughts about that? Because this man was only telling the truth, and this woman friend want to go back and run, say, "Oh, I seen your husband with another bitch, whatever." Yada yada. What are y'all thoughts on that? Like, do y'all
Explain
think
what happened.
married? Hold on, Kelly. Do
I'm just
y'all
asking you to
think
explain what happened in the
married
video.
women need friends?
No, explain what happened in the video. That music was distracting me. So could you just give a synopsis of what happened?
All right, so basically they're in divorce court. The light-skinned girl that was beside the woman basically told the woman next to her that her husband was out cheating. The girl that was next to the man, it was actually her cousin, and she's married, and she needed to get some fresh air or whatever, and they were spending some time together, but that's actually his cousin. So she done gave this man pills and all kinds of stuff. It's different contexts in the background to try to I quote unquote hurt the guy. So basically, it's like her friend basically was just like jumping a gun or whatever. So my thought, what I'm asking y'all is, do married women need friends? Because you can be in situations like this.
Okay.
I think women in relationships don't need friends.
I'll let
Female
our
friends.
guests go. Our guests can go first.
Anybody go. Fatty, go ahead. I know you're gonna say something destructive.
No, I just think that is woman jumping into conclusions. Like women a lot of times do monsters, like they construct monsters in their head. Like I would actually say this. Most of women thoughts probably never come to fruition. Like they in the shower saying, when I get to the office, I'm going to say this to Kelly. And then they be practicing on the car driving, and then they get there, good morning, Kelly. And they don't say it. See what I'm saying? Like women have these superpower of making small problems into gigantic problems. So I think that's what happened here. And that's the thing. You cut his hair, and I think he had dreads, so that's probably years of investment. You put something on his drink. You don't know if that man is going to wake up, if he's allergic to something. She should go to jail. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, she gets a slap on the wrist and she's back outside like nothing happened. So this is assault and attempted something. I just wonder, like, especially make him unconscious. He's not in power of, like, you don't know what she put on his mouth or what she tried. That you don't know nothing. So yes, she definitely should go to jail.
Mika?
I agree. I definitely agree. First of all, if you don't have trust, again, you know, Kelly knows my motto. Like I'll trust you until you give me a reason not to, right? And it has to be a legit reason. And I think a lot of the times people, they rush to judgment instead of looking at the situation. And on top of that, it's your friend saw it, you didn't see it, right? So how is it that you're making a judgment about it anyway? Because it's third party information. I never trust third party information from anybody. And so if I didn't see it, it didn't happen. Now you can bank that in the back of your mind or whatever, but I just don't agree with third party rage, because that's what it seems like. She got information and then she went, ham on him, as if there aren't girl cousins or if there aren't, people in your family that are female. Like, I just don't understand.
Come on.
Hell yeah, married women need friends, and like, I don't lie, I want my women to have friends. I don't be want to hear all that shit she be want to tell me. Tell your friends sometimes. You feel me? No, dead ass.
Facts.
No, dead ass. Like, there's just certain conversations that, as me as a man, and my lady, I'm like, this is better if you had a woman. Smart friends. That's what y'all need. Smart friends. And most of the time, let's be real, when women get in relationships and get married, they kind of cut off the dumb friends anyway that's single and doing dumb shit. You feel me? If they smart. If they smart. Keyword, Black. I keep saying if they smart. You know what I mean? And trust me, you want them to have friends, because sometimes if they got smart friends, they would tell them some things to help them out within their relationship. But it's a lot of dumb motherfuckers out here, so like, it's hard to find smart friends.
I would say that's the minority.
Okay, so I didn't speak. So yes, Kamal, you're actually right. One of my good friends, I'll say her name, Ruby, because Ruby, this is my girl. Ruby's husband would say to her, she would come to him and talk about probably some nonsense. I don't even know, but she would, tell him some nonsense, and he would say, oh, you should call Kelly. You should call Kelly, because it would be some stuff he don't even want to hear about. Probably some women shit, something like that. And when she told me that, I about fell out laughing, because we'll talk on the phone about certain things that men don't want to have they have no interest in. Typically, gossip or little stupid stuff. Now this is where the woman went wrong. If I see my friend's husband out with someone that's not her and they look a little cozy, you take a photo. You take a picture, you send it to your friend. You say, hey, I saw your husband out with, with this lady. You don't add any salt on it, because you don't want to be an interloper, but you got to report the findings. If you're a good friend, and we talked about this early on the show, Black, you got to report, you got to say something. You send the photo evidence. What the woman chooses to do with it is her business. At that point, you don't say you got to leave your husband. You don't put any salt on it. You just send the information, because if she had sent the photo, she'd recognize, oh, that's his cousin so-and-so. But that lady she just wanted to probably be messy in her friend's marriage. And there will be broads out there that want your spot, that'll send you lies, that'll send you, fake news, because they really trying to trick you out of your position. Broads do that all the time. So,
I know.
What'd you say?
I just
push back, Mika. Push back.
I don't. Yeah, she know.
Oh, I'm sending the photo.
We have it. I don't agree with it, because here's the thing. Certain women react different ways. Certain women, let's just say it's true, right? Let's say all of that was true and it wasn't the cousin. Certain women will get mad at you for telling them. I've experienced that as a young person. Okay. So certain women will get mad at you for telling them. Certain women don't want to know. Certain women handle it awful. You know, they do stupid stuff like this lady here, and even worse. And then there are some, that may stay with them, and now they have all this anguish and regret. So you don't know how people are going to respond to it. So I honestly and truly, unless it's something that I think is detrimental, I don't like getting in people's business.
I'm sending a photo. That's you're fine with that, Mika. I'm not mad at that. Me, if I see something, I'm gonna say something. See something, say something. I'm
Well,
gonna
it's a
say
difference
something.
between like saying you want, okay, so like let's say you say, I want you to send me a photo, right?
Oh, I'm already gonna do it
No, no,
because
but you're saying
yeah,
it to me, right? But let's say you never said anything about that. And then
I
I
don't
send
believe
you,
in that.
I sent you a photo, and then you're upset about it. And oh, I wish you never said, like, you don't know how people are
But
gonna
you know
react to
what?
it.
That's
You,
not
you
the
see what I'm
Mhm.
friend's
saying?
problem. Yes, but that's not the friend's problem. And we in black and we black me and 2K, we've had this conversation. 2K says he doesn't want to know. He's not going to tell if he
But that's
sees
what I mean.
something
You
going
see?
on. He's not going to say anything. Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you because I'm the
Everybody's
friend
different.
that's going to tell. So if I see not anyone's husband out with a woman and I'm not sure what's going on, I'm taking a photo. I'm sending it. I'm going to say, "Hey, saw your
Oh,
husband
you
out
like that
here."
woman in the
Boom.
video, Kelly?
No,
You,
I'm not, because that woman didn't know what she was talking about and didn't send a photo.
you
Yeah,
And
know,
but you
black,
can sit
you
there and
you
said
say
know,
no,
if
no,
you
no, no, no.
see
Well,
somebody
she
Black,
was
out.
hold
correct.
on,
She was
hold
correct,
on.
Kelly.
No, what
But it
black?
wasn't another woman. She was
Hold
correct that he was
on.
out with the woman.
Yeah, and who's I'm not getting. I'm not saying all that. She should have sent a photo because she put some sauce on it. If the woman had saw it was the cousin, then that's that. Y'all are missing the key part of this. I said a photo, and black. You even said on the show that if you saw your homie out with his wife out with another woman carrying on. Excuse me, I'm saying this. I'm saying it wrong. Black. You said if you saw your friend's wife carrying on with another man, you would say something to your friend.
I
You
did.
said that.
I
I'm
did. I said that.
100% certain
I don't
because
remember that.
I'm 100%
I
certain
don't remember
because
that.
2K
He
said
said, "I'm
he
gonna-"
doesn't want to know. He 2K said he didn't want to know, and you was like, yeah, well, I'm telling my friend. I got to tell my friend that.
I'm
So
like that.
for me,
I don't want to know third party information. Like if you see it, if it's nothing like, somebody tonguing somebody down, or like you see, like you can clearly see it, right?
if I can clearly see it, your husband's okay with me seeing because he's out in public.
Right. But that's when I think it's detrimental, because I do believe
How
people
is it
do things.
detrimental if he's okay with being in public with
But
this
that's what
woman?
I'm that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think it's detrimental then if you can see him tongue kissing somebody, or rubbing on somebody, or you know how people embrace.
you
If you
know,
can clearly
I
see that, because that is, to me, that is disrespectful, right? Because you're
Why?
gonna do it
Well,
in
if
public.
it was completely innocent, then what's the problem?
so
No, what
the
I'm
thing.
saying, because you can't. Okay, so if somebody's just standing there with a woman, like I have male friends. I go out with my male friends all the time. I do
Okay.
music. I'm sitting in studios with, so if I have somebody, I'm sitting in the studio and somebody just happened to come in, it's like,
Well, let's not let's cut through the bullshit here. If you're just standing next to a man, of course, we're not talking about that. We're talking about instances where you may see a man and a woman sitting as if they're having lunch. They're having lunch, or they're having dinner, or they're at a club, or they're at something where it's not just a man standing next to a woman. Like obviously there's something going on. And I'm not saying y'all get what I'm saying. Something out where they're out at a restaurant, whatever the case may be, where it gives the appearance where they're on a date or something like that. If it's completely innocent, what's the problem with them sharing that with their friend if it's completely innocent?
if no, there's not a problem. What I'm saying is I don't care to know, unless it's something that you can clearly say it's more than that, right? Because okay, so I do content creation. If I go and sit at a dinner with Fatty or Anton or Black or whatever, and we're talking about a podcast or something like that, and we're sitting here talking like this, we're chewing it up, and then my guy's friend sees that, oh my God, she's in here with a guy. You get what I'm saying? Like,
why can't he show your husband that you're out with Fatty and Anton and whomever? What's wrong with
well,
that?
but
If it's
no,
innocent.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I'm giving you the example of saying that I wouldn't want that. Like, I don't want to make a big stink in any relationship I have off of something that I cannot know for a matter of fact.
Oh, that's fine. I'm taking the picture. I'm taking the picture. And I'll let my friend decide, whatever. And again, I'm not going to put any sauce on it because they may choose to stay together, whatever. And I'm not.
Okay,
not
somebody
going to
said
get in their
Kelly. Somebody
business.
said Kelly, this friend only observed them having lunch first.
Yeah, I think yeah, if they observe them having lunch, I think that's well within that person's right or the friend's right to share that with their girlfriend. If it's just lunch, what's the problem with taking the photo?
The problem is that knowing people, you should mind your business. When people try to break
That's
up
how
fights and then both of them gang up on you. Most
That's never
relationships,
happened to me.
most relationships are like that. People are going to get mad at you. Like,
I'm
I
fine
don't
with that.
know.
I've got a lot of
No,
friends,
but
Fatty.
Kelly, but that's the point. If people are going to be like, you have to learn from your mistakes. Like, I don't
Oh,
know how
that's not a
many
mistake.
times that happen. We go to the dude, hey brother, your lady's doing and then you see him booed up talking crazy about you because the dude is crazy in love. My baby will never do that to
Kelly, that
me.
happened to me.
And now you are the enemy number one because you try to be a righteous person. I'm done.
That happened
Like,
to me.
you need to
Yeah,
be a
and you know
really
what?
good friend of me. Because
And you
if
know
you,
what? I'm sorry, Fatty. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My
no, I'm just
apologies.
saying you need to be very close to me to the point where, like, my word is unshakable when it comes to I'm telling you something, because most of these people rather never know, and you are literally shattering their dreams. You are
I
shattering
don't
their life.
care.
They
I
want
don't
to make
But you
you
care.
got
like they
Kelly,
want
you
to leave.
gotta
They
care
want to
about your
leave.
friend's
I
feelings.
care about my friend because my friend has every right to know who her husband's going out
Right,
on
but
lunch
okay,
dates
so
with.
let's say this, Kelly, though. You got to know like what type of person your friend is, right? So like me and you, we have a strong we're stronger than the usual, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there are women that get inside their head. And
That's not my
some of those
problem, though.
some people cannot take that. So I know the type of people that I'm dealing with, right? When I talk to people, I know the type of people I'm dealing with. So I assess who it is that I would be talking to. And if I know that this person is going to be depressed and they're already dealing with it, I'm not telling you that.
I hear what you're saying. I'm going to take the picture. I'm taking the picture. That's for her. That's for
I
her
love
to
that you stand on
that
it.
yeah,
Trust me, I love that
that's
you
for
stand
her
on it.
for her to say. And I got a story for you guys. We got a little time. I got a story. My friend, my former friend, and this was the friend I always talk about that had all the drama with the husband. So I have a friend at work. She went to school with my former best friend's husband. My friend that worked with me goes to happy hour with her husband. At happy hour with her husband, and I'll tell you the place, Mika, because you'll know what it is. L'Oreal Plaza, where everybody goes to L'Oreal Plaza. Remember when everybody used to go to L'Oreal Plaza to get the little slushies? That's where they were at. So this is a very, very popular public Mexican restaurant. He was out at happy hour with this woman that he ended up actually turned out to be his mistress. Okay. So he was at happy hour with his coworker who later turns out he was his mistress with, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And my friend that saw my friend's husband, okay, she doesn't say anything to me when it happens. I happen to run into her a couple months later, and my girlfriend tells me, like, because it kind of came up in conversation, make a long story, it comes in conversation. And she's like, oh, yeah, I saw, so-and-so's husband with this girl at happy hour. So I say, do tell, because I already knew there was some drama going on with this marriage. So I was like, do tell. So she was like, yeah, my husband told me to mind my business, blah, 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 blah. I said, well, what did it look like? Did it look like they had something going on? She's like, yeah, it looked like they was fucking to me. I say less. So I called my friend up on three-way. Okay, I called my friend up on three-way with my friend from my job there. We tell her the story. She ends up confronting her husband, and the husband admitted to it. He says, "Oh yeah, I went to happy hour with so and so. Me and her have this nonprofit together. Whoopty whoopty whoop." And so my friend says, "Well, the nonprofit is also with this other guy who's a guy. Where was he at?" So he's like, "Well, I don't have to have him there." So he did admit to it. They turns out they were having an affair, but I told my friend, now there was no photo evidence, but I told my friend, we gave her the information. She chose to do with it what she wanted to do. He ended up filing for divorce on her for some other stuff. It was it was a mess, but that's what happened. So there you have it.
That's why you shouldn't get married.
So what happens? Okay. Last scenario. What happens?
So come on, shaking his head.
What happens if?
Come on, what you got to say about this?
What happens if you're wrong?
Long-winded story.
What happens if you're wrong?
What's there to be wrong about? No one made any accusations.
Let them all in on the conversation, Kelly.
Come on, you can answer it. What happens if you're wrong?
How was I wrong? They were there. That's what I'm not. No one said that they were having sex at the restaurant. We just said we
I
saw
know,
them
but
at
I'm
happy
saying
hour
what happens
together.
if you tell the information?
Did
and
you
they blow
notice
up
that
and you're wrong?
Kelly is very invested in his story for whatever reason?
Man,
I don't know.
Kelly
I
be
said,
like
no,
this, man.
you're
Kelly,
not going to
Kelly,
do that.
I'm telling you,
We're
man.
not going there.
I'm telling
She's
you.
like, I love you, but I'm
telling you,
sending you the
bruh.
picture.
I'm telling.
Man.
telling.
Come on, what's your thoughts on this, man? Like,
I might change my stance. Maybe married women shouldn't have friends because this shit out of control now.
Well, everyone involved is married. I told you my friend that saw it, she was there with her husband.
Kelly, the problem with that is like you should not have lazy friends. And when I say lazy friends, is people that take everything at face value. They don't think, they don't build on it, they don't come with you with the case. They just send the picture and they say, "I saw this. Now you figure that shit out."
Yeah, that's exactly that's right.
That's very problematic, Kelly, because like I said, if you are wrong, that woman probably will never trust that man again. That man probably never trust that woman again.
Am I wrong?
Even imagine that you are actually wrong, right?
How? That's what I'm saying. How am I wrong?
How are you wrong?
So this is what happens, right? So this is what happens, right? Let's imagine I work on a shopping mall. And shopping malls, like people talk with each other from store to store, from restaurant to restaurant. And it's my restaurant hour and my eating hour. And at that time, another person that I know from the other store, we are on the same place eating together. So you see me, oh damn, that's not from Fatty's store. You take a picture of me and her and you send it back to my woman. Even if you are wrong, we are not having nothing together, that woman will never trust me again. Because on the back of her head, she's going to say, "Oh, I know because she has a big
100%.
booty, and Fatty likes big booties, and Keisha had a big booty too." So
and that's what I was trying to. That's what I was trying to get at, Kelly. Some women, they can't handle it. So even if you're just, hey, you just do what you. Let's say you have no ill intent. You're just trying to, warn your friend. Some women can't handle that, and now you done messed this girl up.
This is what I'm not understanding when you say I'm wrong. If Fatty, if you're at lunch and a woman comes and sits down at the table you're in and there are multiple other open seats for her to sit at, how am I wrong? What I didn't say that you were on a date. I just said a woman is sitting at you.
Because sometimes people just friendly like that. Sometimes people just sometimes a person like how many times, Cal, this happens all the time, right? Now that I'm trying to get back in shape. Do you know how many people could literally say, like, I'm literally on the elliptical or I'm walking, listening to y'all talking shit in the morning, and the woman, and now we're talking for 30 minutes walking on the same street. You know how easy it is to take a picture, send it to somebody and say, "See, Fatty chose this particular gym because
I would never do that." And that's why I said
shit.
No, I ain't got no reason to lie. I don't have no reason to lie. If you remember earlier in the story, I said where it gives the appearance they're on a date. If you're at the gym and somebody's next to you or having a conversation with you, that doesn't give it.
But Kelly, you're that messy.
Remember when I said in the beginning of the conversation that a lot of woman fights and a lot of woman imagination is things that they keep thinking about it, but they never do it in real life. For a woman to get a message saying, "Oh, I've been watching Fatty and these big booty Keisha on the gym and they're talking with each other and she laughing and all that," it might not be nothing, but woman cannot check information that triggers their emotional. States. So
Y'all
now,
are ignoring
so now,
me.
Kelly, you know what's going to happen? Oh, if that wasn't true, change the gym, prove it, prove that you love me. Go to
Y'all,
another gym then,
y'all are
and da, da, da,
ignoring
da, da.
me. Y'all are ignoring everything that I
Please
said.
tell
No,
Kelly
you
how
are
she's
ignoring what
wrong.
you're saying.
I said for the
Please tell Kelly how she's wrong.
I said for the millionth time, if they look like they're on a date or whatever, then I'm taking a picture. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm not going to add sauce to it. I'm going to say, hey, I saw your husband out with, this lady.
It ain't none of your
They were
business.
out, they were having dinner,
No,
they were
I got
having lunch
yeah, I
together.
got you.
That's it. Whatever
Yeah, I
that
got
broad
you.
But
decides
why?
to
They're
do with
going
that
to put it.
information,
They're going to
that's
do it.
on her to decide.
Right, but
I'm
she's
telling
going to
every
do it. That's what I'm
time.
telling
I'm
you.
telling.
She's going to do it. You don't have to put sauce on it. I
Then
100%
that's her
understand what you're
problem.
saying,
That's
but
her
that's what I'm
problem,
telling you.
Mika. That's not mine.
Let me turn to the camera. She's going to put sauce all on it.
Hey, it is what it is.
She's gonna go to him and
Her
she's gonna
husband,
say,
her
she's gonna go to him and
husband,
she's gonna
Why
say,
is you taking pictures?
Kelly has
her
saw you.
husband,
Kelly has saw you. She saw you. Look, it's right here. She has saw you. That's what she
her husband should have told her he had a lunch, a business lunch. Her husband should have told her that.
Get the
Okay,
fuck out of
okay,
here.
Her husband
Kelly. Let
should
me
have
give you
told her
one.
that.
Let me give you one. Let me give you one.
Shit.
Let me give you one. I'm gonna give you
Because
one.
no, because hold on, because people will do that. Again, if
Yeah.
you're perfectly fine with being out in public with some woman, blah 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 blah, what's wrong with if the public can see it, why can't your wife know?
Because it's not your business. Mind your motherfucking business.
No, I'm not.
goddammit.
Nope, I'm not doing that.
Okay,
Pick somebody else as a
Da, da,
friend.
da, 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 Inspector Gadget. Like Kelly's like with the retarded.
I have been
Kelly's with the retarded
somewhere
like.
and somebody and mind you, the person just rose up at the same place. But if I see you, I'm gonna say, you know me, I'm a friendly person. Oh, are you at the such and such? Yeah.
That's not the same though, Mika. I already established this.
But no, I'm just saying people, Kelly, I don't think you gonna do anything nefarious. Are you doing anything to be messy? What I'm saying is the other people, they cannot get it out their head.
Hey,
That's all
Kelly,
I'm
we're
saying.
going
Figure it
to
out.
have to, Kelly, we have to do something called the sociopath meter. Because I truly believe at this point that you don't, it's like you don't filter emotions like regular people do. I don't think you know the damage of you. Because if you told me that, I would be thinking about that for at least a month. And I think I'm a very
That's why I say,
solid
Kelly, you can't think like you can't. You have to think like outside of me and you, right? Because a lot of women don't think like me and you.
that you are going to put that woman into a roller coaster.
They will be upset. They will be totally upset, and I don't have time for it.
Kelly,
Well, you
Look at
told
Kelly
me
trying
I
to
don't got
break
time.
up my happy house. She's
Hey,
jealous of
I'm
me.
doing
you
a
tell
poll.
me. I don't
I'm doing
want
a poll. If I
She's-
see my friend out on a date, if I see my friend's husband out on what gives every impression that it is a date, where a reasonable person will believe that they're a date, because again, if it we know what's innocent, we know what something innocent looks like, and we know what something not innocent looks like. And and like you said, if it turns out to be innocent, all the better, all the
Kelly,
better.
mind your business.
Hey Kelly, if you do that to me, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do Uno reverse. Come on, baby. You know Kelly's jealous of you. She always wanted to be with me.
That's
Come
fine.
on, man.
That's fine.
Why are you
That's
listening
fine.
to her? You are going to get the same problems that you put on my door. Here,
That's
Uno
fine.
reverse.
That's
Yeah,
fine. That's
hey,
fine.
as soon as you tell me that,
I don't want the drama. I just
it's
don't
time.
want other people's drama.
I'm telling.
Right, like and Kelly, how many times have we talk? And I always say, yeah, I didn't know because I don't be asking. I don't ask other people's business. Like if you tell me,
That's I'm with you on that. But if I'm out in public and I'm at L'Oreal Plaza and
one
I
thing
see
I
these
know,
two people cuddled up
Kelly
together,
triggered,
one thing I
dog.
know,
in public,
Kelly
you
gonna
must be
send
okay
me
with me for me
picture.
to tell it. I'm gonna send a picture every time, because if you're out in public philandering and giving and looking like you're on a date, you must be okay with your wife knowing, because why else would you do it? You must be okay. You must be, since you do this in public,
I can
you must
agree
be
with your
okay. I'm
mindset
telling.
about it.
Kelly,
I'm just
you are
saying, I'm
not-
I
just saying
told
other
you I was
people's
gonna piss
mindsets
you
just
off. I told you.
I'm not pissed off. I'm not pissed off at all.
You are not our- you are
y'all
not
are
our-
gonna mind your business. I'm not gonna mind my business.
You are
Look,
not R.
messy
Kelly
lies,
anymore.
talking about
You
some-
are
I'm telling
Tekashi Corinne. There's going to be because you'll be telling on people. You'll be
I'm telling
yes, Mr. Officer, it was him. That's the person.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now I'll talk to the
Kelly now.
police now.
Oh, the
Come
police
on,
is not about.
if it's a
Okay.
crime, yeah, I'm
minding my
definitely
business. I now remember what
No,
I
I
said
tell
when
on
y'all
crime.
wasn't here. I don't want to
tell
be a
on
witness
crime.
to nothing. Certain stuff I don't want to be.
Nah, my other side come up real quick. I'm telling. I'm like,
Hey, Black, I think you was right, bro. I don't think married women should have friends at this point.
I
God
told
damn.
you. I told
Good
you.
Lord.
I told you.
Uh-oh.